Once a conventional CSRS is prepared for installation, the following general methods can help you get a tight fit. Installation of a CSRS involves moving webbing slack, whether it's in a seatbelt or lower anchor attachment system, through hardware that allows you to change the webbing's length. Webbing will always slide through an adjuster most effectively when pulled in the appropriate direction, straight back from the hardware. Think of this as pulling smart. Too often, people exert a lot of effort to tighten an installation, but they pull to the sides or outward from the adjuster. Because they're not pulling smart, the slack won't slide through the hardware and their effort is wasted. To learn how to pull smart, it might help you to play with a seatbelt or lower anchor attachment to get used to the feeling of how the webbing should be pulled to slide properly. While holding the hardware with one hand, pull the webbing end with the other hand in a way that allows the webbing to slide through the adjuster, noting the direction from the adjuster that you're pulling, straight back. Then change the angle that you're pulling. Note that the webbing does not slide through easily when pulled to the side or outward from the adjuster. Now that you have a feel for it, keep this in mind while installing a CSRS. After the seatbelt or lower anchor attachment strap is secured, pull the loose end of the webbing in the direction you've learned allows it to slide through most efficiently, straight back from the adjuster. Besides making the adjustment easier, there are other reasons to pull smart. Webbing that isn't pulled straight back from the adjuster can be damaged due to the edge being repeatedly rubbed against the hardware. Also, while it's possible that webbing pulled to the side might slide a bit if it's pulled very hard, this effort is also likely to cause the webbing to fold over within the hardware in a way that makes it very hard for the next user to adjust. In other words, while someone who doesn't pull smart might be able to pull out some slack by using a lot of force, they risk damaging the webbing in the process. Sometimes a strategy must be used to gain the right access angle to pull smart. For instance, with conventional CSRS, it's often helpful to pull the CSRS padding up so that you can grab hold of the webbing from underneath. In some cases, like with this forward-facing CSRS, the tail end of the seatbelt or lower anchor attachment webbing can be brought back through the belt path opening so that it can more easily be pulled on from the proper direction when tightening. While pulling smart, it's also important to push down on the CSRS. This pressure forces air out of the bus seat cushion so that the most slack can be removed while pulling. Keep tightening until you test to find that the CSRS doesn't move more than 1 inch side to side or front to back when pushed and pulled near the belt path, using moderate force. When testing, be sure to grasp the CSRS near the belt path. Testing elsewhere does not provide a true measure of proper installation. For instance, testing a rear-facing CSRS by grasping it at the top is likely to result in more than 1 inch of movement, even if the CSRS is properly installed. As a final step, double-check the angle to make sure it's still correct. Particularly if the CSRS is rear-facing, it may be necessary to go back and repeat some installation steps until the CSRS is both tight and set to the correct angle.